on to Jeanne, who is our business development manager at Purina Europe. She's a member of our core team, very, very active in the startup space as well. So over to you, Jeanne.
Thank you, Kim. So, a warm welcome to everyone joining us. And we will start with the topic of the day. So, getting around and traveling with your pet. And we felt it was just a great time to organize it because over the last 2 years, we've been living in a world without travel, with most of the time without bars, restaurants, and leisure activities. And now everybody wants to enjoy life again. And over the past 2 years, we've also spent a lot of time with our dogs at home, and it just become unthinkable to travel or get around without them. So in reality, it's not always easy to find pet-friendly places. It's not always easy to travel with your pets. And today, I have the pleasure to welcome three startup founders who have developed great solutions to help you getting around and traveling with your pets. So a big thank you for joining us. As you will see, the three of them are very different, actually, from short trips around where you live, day trips or even longer trips, and even the opportunity to take a flight with your pets up to the Bermudas. So I have the pleasure to welcome Julien, who is the co-founder of Doggies in Town, Marco, who is the founder of Trip for Dog, and Mihalis, who is the founder and CEO of Most Valuable Paws Limited. And now I will invite each of you to briefly introduce yourself and your company. And we can start with Julien.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Jeanne, as well. Really happy and delighted to be here. So my name is Julien. I'm half French, half Dutch. I live in the beautiful city of Malaga in Spain, where we started Doggies in Town. And over the last 10 years, I've helped, I've built and scaled different startups around the world, but I've also helped hundreds of entrepreneurs build their own startups. And now I'm the COO of Doggies in Town. And Doggies in Town is about building the most advanced ecosystem for to help dog owners discover, buy, and book from the widest range of dog-friendly businesses, whether it's a hotel, restaurant, store, you name it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mihalis?
Hi, so I'm Michalis. I'm born in Greece. I'm living in London for the past 2 years, almost three. We're working on the MV project together with my team. Most Valuable Paws is about making pet travel easy. So the actual aim of the startup is to be the digital frontier for all the pet validation and verification in order to optimize services for all pet users, but also with a focus on NGOs and shelters and how to improve the life of the people that they manage large pack animals, and also when they foster it and they give it for adoption, to make sure that the new parent who is adopting a pet is following whatever is needed for the animal to be taken care of. So there are many pillars, but mostly everything started with the problem for traveling with our dogs. So happy to be here.
Thank you. And then Marco?
Hello, everybody. I'm Marco. I'm the founder of Trip for Dog. Trip for Dog is a marketplace and a dog-friendly online travel agency. We are specialized in dog tourist services. We offer to our customers some services like walk tour, activities, experiences, holidays, weekend, or museum visit to enjoy it together, human and dog. All activities begin from the idea to build everything is designed for the wellness of the dog and or their owners. So we organize a really holiday and walk tour for just a moment in Italy.
All right, thank you. So now my next question is on how easy or uneasy, actually, is it today to travel with your pets? And also, what's the desirability from pet owners to identify travel pet-friendly solutions? Do you have any experience to share with us, statistic or feedback from your consumers? And we can start again with Julien.
Yeah, actually, that's how we pivoted the company when we started. We did a survey where we talked to hundreds of dog owners, primarily in Spain, because that's our primary market right now. And from these hundreds of dog owners, one of the biggest frustrations was, I don't know where to go with my dog. I don't know which restaurants, which stores, which hotels. I have to call them manually, ask for all these different questions. And it's very time consuming, and it's all scattered around the internet. So it's very difficult for them to find these places and to travel around the city, but also around the world. So, and considering that, I mean, 93% of the Spanish population see their dog like a family member. That's huge. And it shows how the culture is in Spain and in other countries as well, but in Spain in particular. And it also shows that when you take a statistic such as millennials will not take travel to a restaurant or outside the country if they cannot bring their dog, and that's very important statistics.
Thank you. Marco, do you have the same feedback from consumers?
Yeah, I have traveled a lot with my dog Mela. In Italian language, Mela is apple. We traveled in Italy, Spain, France, UK, and every country is different. In Italy, for example, you can take trains and buses with no size limits. In Spain, only the very small dog. Julian, you know. Every country has its rules. Surely, with dogs, it's not possible to go, for example, in group tours, excursion, food and wine tours. So we are created this product for our customer. It's completely dedicated to dog awareness.
Okay, thank you. Mihalis?
So for us, I think we have and we share the same initial spark with Julien, Marco, everyone here. When you, I mean, what we try to build comes definitely from a problem that we would like to solve. So for us as well, the problem with the pet traveling is the current reality and what you have in the future, or what you want to improve and how you want to improve things. So what we have seen, because we are researching this since 2016, that we first got the initial problem identification, we just wanted to understand, okay, what is the actual problem here? Why pet travel is complicated? Why pet travel is not easy? Why pet travel is not, let's say, enjoyable from all the checkpoints. If you break the pet travel into a pre-departure, during check-in, after arrival, and all this custom control, etc., until the moment you go to your hotel and you can enjoy the time with your dog or cat or whatever pet everyone has as a companion. We see that currently all the problem is being solved into specific silos. So you have logistic companies who will take ownership of the complexity and just deliver your dog to the destination. You have other agencies who will do the paperwork for you. But from a passenger perspective, a traveler perspective, the point is that you need to book a ticket. By the time you do that, that takes time. By the time you need to arrive to an airport or a port or a train station, then you need to show all the paper. This paper needs to be checked, etc. You need to pay for the service, but it's like paying for a service, but in return you have a very, very bad passenger experience, or traveler experience, I would say. So, and that's what we're trying to focus. So for us, what we think is, if you consider the amount of people traveling with the pets and the amount of people who do not travel with the pets because of this complexity, that's what we want to solve. So
yeah. And Jean, I just wanted to say one thing is that because Michaela said you arrive at your destination, but once you arrive at your destination, they still don't know where to go, right? And one statistic, this is why we're very close with our community, not only the dog owners, but also with our the suppliers, the businesses, right, with the hotels and restaurants, etc. If only they knew how much more they could generate in terms of revenue if they would be dog friendly, they would be astonished. Because we did a survey here, and they, you know, over half of the people who'd go to a restaurant with their dog said they would stay longer if they could bring their dog. So in terms of revenue, there's a lot of potential there as well for the businesses.
Yeah, definitely. And it was what was interesting actually when we also set up this talk, to see that actually your different businesses together actually would be very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a question in the chat, well, from Sarah, and I think she was curious about, you know, how we could travel with our pets, well, with our dogs in planes, right? And you're a bit surprised that there is no dog friendly travel agency was already organizing airlines where you can come with your pet to simplify the journey. So maybe something for you, Mihalis. Are you already in touch with some companies to discuss, you know, how to ease this process? Is there willingness from the air travel agency industry to facilitate this?
So from our discussion with many airlines, we see like the spark effect, like from the moment that we pitch what is happening now and what is happening in the future, or what we aim to improve in the future, you see like their mind is like they have this light bulb here and it just sparks, and they're like, we never got into the traveler's shoes when he or she are traveling with an animal, that they need to go through all this process. And I can say that as far as aviation is concerned, aviation is keeping evolving. Like, we are in the last frontier of the digital airport, right? So all these years, in order today to arrive at this point, there has been a lot of improvement, a lot of efficiencies, but also a lot of complexity, because flying in an airplane is, you know, for me, if I'm not from aviation, I could tell you that, you know, for me, I just need to take my dog, I need to go to the check-in counter, say hello, show the papers, go, and then arrive to the destination. But for an airline, for a maritime, like a shipping company or a train, there is much more complexity into that. They need to manage the passenger who will sit next to you. If you have a passenger who is unruly or he is not comfortable traveling next to you with a pet, they need to make sure that you as an owner, you are, you know, you're following the rules. You keep the pet where it needs to be during the duration of the flight or the trip. And also, there are other priorities that on the passenger experience front, the airlines and everybody is trying to achieve now, especially with COVID. On one side, they want full digitization, full improvement. On the other side, they have less staff. They have less passengers. They are bleeding money. So they just try to balance everything. So it's not that it's, you know, you just switch on the system and oops, you have the improvement. It's a lot of work behind that, you know, for an airline into transition, it's a huge project. And it's a huge project because it has live impact on actual operational schedules that will create a massive impact if something goes wrong. So for me as a traveler, I see, yeah, why they don't give me a better experience. But for them, there is the initial thing that they've never thought about it because it's not their priority. But then when they start to dig around it, most airlines we speak, they don't even know how many animals they transport every year. Like, we go into the meeting and we say, you know that you're transporting this amount of animals. And they're like, okay, how do you get this data?
Yeah, but we feel it's really just the
So
beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. So now going back to your solutions, and based on the pain point that you identified, how have you built your solution to really answer those needs? Julien, if you want to start with the application.
Yeah, sure. So it's a marketplace. On one side, we have a SaaS. It's a software as a service where businesses, for free, uh, whether it's a hotel, restaurant, store, online business as well, can be an e-commerce as well. They sign up on our software as a service, and they will become instantly visible in our application. The application, of course, is for dog owners to have an overview of all the different types of dog-friendly places. Um, yeah, that's how we built the marketplace.
Great. Marco?
It's a marketplace too, but just a little different because our dog trainers can register in reserved area and can propose his walk tour, for example, or sometimes we work with the tour. Uh, I'm sorry, with the tour operator, and we organize the weekend, the holiday, with always with a dog-friendly activity. For example, searching truffle or the tour on Vespa inside the car with the dog around Rome. Um, we I have a little problem with the language. I'm sorry. I try
No
to
worries.
explaining, and so we have more different activity and experience. Well, the dog is at the center of these activities.
All right, thank you. And then Mihalis, on your solution briefly.
So for us, we're purely a tech company. So what we are planning, first of all, we believe in collaboration. We think that, as an animal is companion to myself and is giving me and helping me through the day, we also believe that companies should also come together and foster the collaboration and do great things. So for us, the important thing is to focus on the problem. So what is Julien's problem? What is Marco's problem? What is everyone's problem? Is the actual data. If we think like we go to the supermarket in a country and they don't allow the dog inside, some cases this could be because of cultural stigma. For others could be for other reasons. But the main problem for every single pain point that we will have and experience as pet owners is simply the data. Someone needs to be told that this animal is vaccinated, is healthy, there's no danger to anyone, and then you start having the complexity. Like the UK, it's an island, they don't have rabies, they try to control everything that comes inside. Other companies, they have other countries, they have different rules. So for example, I think Belgium, you need to vaccinate your dog every 2 years for rabies. Other countries is every year. In America, depending on the state, it could be up to 3 years. So the actual data is the key. So what we're trying to do is we are the single point of truth, and we foster the collaboration between whoever is participating. If the hotel knows that I'll bring my dog, this dog is healthy, is vaccinated, and this is all the record and can be validated instantly, then there shouldn't be any problem. All of us, we are responsible owners. So if our dog creates a mess, we will sort it out. If our dog poops, we will clean it, and our dogs, our cats, they're always well behaved. So it should not be just a problem that, yes, we will not go and, market in a country that is still taking some steps forward into pet traveling, but especially in Europe, in America, in Canada, in Latin America, it should be huge because people, we have lived in our culture to live with our animals. So for us, as a tech company, we mainly focus on the data. And that data is key to improve everything.
All right, thank you. So my next question is, how do you connect with your suppliers and your consumers? Because in all of your business, right, you need to have your counterpart in terms of restaurants, but also hotels, but you also need to identify the pet owners. So how do you make that work? How do you connect? Marco, do you want to start with this one?
Oh, we use a lot the social media strategies. We have 140,000 fans who follow us and trust in us. So we build the traffic with to our backside. Um, I said for the supplier it's very easy. We have a reserved area. They can register and propose this activity, or to exhibition, tourist exhibition too. We meet some suppliers, and when they want to work with us, we build a new experience, a new holiday, a new weekend, dog-friendly based, obviously.
All right, thank you. Julien?
So from the B2B side, the business side, firstly, we have the platform landing pages to really guide the businesses on how they can sign up. And then we also, since the beginning, we're very experimental. So we test out different channels and figure out which channels are working right and not working at all. We even had a sales team at one point, and we realized it wasn't converting very well. So what we did is we quickly changed and started using what is called digital conversational tools, where people come on our platform and then they start chatting with our system, and then we take over as humans so that we can really answer the questions of the businesses. This worked really well in terms of converting businesses, because that's one of our biggest challenges, is the businesses, acquiring businesses, because a restaurant owner is a very different profile than someone who works in a hotel in the marketing department. A restaurant owner usually manages a lot of different things, but doesn't have a marketing department per se. So yeah, in a way, this is one of the tools we use. Social media as well, and then we have a lot of emailing is working very well. Emailing is also what we consider behavioral emails, where based on certain behavior on a website, they will get specific emails to trigger them to sign up or to come back, to re-engage them, let's say. And then referral, this is one of the most interesting, is we are allowing dog owners to tell us about businesses that are dog friendly, because they know the best places to go. So they tell us, and then we tell the businesses, hey, sign up, because we have over 10 people who told us about your business. So you should sign up because they want to see you in the app. So this is one other way. And then lastly, on the dog owner side, this is fairly easy. It's Google Ads, Facebook ad, TikTok content is a powerful tool for us. And because we previously worked at Facebook or Google, we have that experience on how to convert dog owners at a very low conversion rate, a low CPC and CPA. So yeah, those are the main ones.
So you see in practice really people searching, right, for pet-friendly places in their city, around them, and so on.
Yeah. And we've built specific areas in the website, but also in the app. We're building this as we speak, where they can just fill in, hey, we sent out as well a survey where they can fill in the different businesses that are dog friendly that they know. And we start reaching out to these businesses as well. So there's different ways.
Yeah, it's two-sided. Great.
Yeah.
And Mihalis?
So for us, we are engaging on the tech side. So basically, we are connecting the dots of governments and transport providers, and also IT service providers for the airlines. So for us, our customers are the transportation companies and also the governments. That's how we are connecting, and we're linking all these dots. So that's where our revenue comes. It's a pure at this point B2B model that we implement.
Okay, so great link with the next question, which is around actually your revenue model, because yeah, you have all three very different models. So it would be interesting to understand a little bit how it works in practice and what type of revenue models you have. So I don't know if you want to continue, Mihalis, and then we go to Julia.
Yeah, sure. So for us, the business model is B2B and is purely on a software as a service base. So the transportation company has an implementation fee to start the project, and then there is a pay per usage. We have selected this because, for example, in an unforeseen circumstance like we had COVID, we don't want the airlines to suffer from our charges if they don't transport any animals. And the same is like, we get the question like, why me as a pet owner, I don't need to pay for using my service? Is simple, because the value that my service and my platform brings to the airline or to a government, it's higher more than the value that it will bring to an actual individual. Like for him, I'm an experience. I want him to be happy, enjoy his travel, and that's it at this point. So with the transportation industry, we have actually mapped every single process, and we have translate every single point into a cost. So basically, we are depicting the actual value that they get. So we, instead of just selling on a cost plus model, okay, that is costing me this, we just demonstrate that this is the amount of traffic you have. This is the amount you spend on the call center processes, on the online, on this, on that. That's the improvement you have, and that's a unique selling point for all these providers. They haven't. It's really funny that they haven't realized the potential for revenue growth because they haven't improved the processes. It's very bureaucratic. Everybody goes through a bureaucratic process to allow a pet to travel that does not focus on how to make everything linear and improve. And that's where you get also great savings. So
Yeah, and I suppose when you simplify the journey, you unlock a massive opportunity as well, I think, for your three models. So, Julien, on the revenue model?
So because we're data driven, we spoke to a lot of dog owners, and no dog owner wants to pay for an app, and I understand that. So that's totally understandable. So what we've done is the business model, the revenue model is really based on the businesses. We also spoke to thousands of businesses actually, and different ones have different needs, let's say. So we have a subscription model. So to sign up to the platform so they're visible in the app, it's for free. But as soon as they want to make use of an advertising module that we've built and have access to analytics data, then they have to pay a premium, which is 30 euros per month, which is a affordable amount for a restaurant owner, for a small hotel, and so forth. As soon as we go to a bigger company like a franchise, then we have a enterprise, let's say, a model where they have to access to a lot more features. And then we also have the commissions from bookings. So at this moment, this is not ready, but it will be ready very soon, where for each transaction to book a restaurant or a hotel, we will touch a commission based on that.
All right, thanks. And Marco for Trip for Dog?
For us, it's different. Our revenue model, business model is to apply markup on every activity. From this year, we will also have a membership for VIP, for VIP Premium, for our customer with different benefits for them, more cash flow for us. So the dog trainer take the 100% of you, and he wants, and we apply a percent to mark up on every activity, like online travel agency.
Yeah, absolutely similar to online travel agency. Really clear, thanks. And I think in travel, right, and also getting around, there's a sense of scale which is important for you to reach, right? So if you could, quickly elaborate on kind of your scale at the moment and how you plan to scale up. Is it via geographic expansion? Is it via new services? I think it would be interesting to get your perspective on this. And maybe you can start, Mihalis?
Yeah, sure. So for us, we have launched quite few months back. So we are not, let's say, into a point where we embark on a daily basis users, because we are building the foundation for everything to work. So currently, we're working as part of the European Union Smart Cities program. So this is a huge digital fund of the European Union that improves processes and add everything into the digital front. So that's where we start, and that's a very big pile to follow up. And then we are also working with IT service providers serving in the airline industry in order to make everything easy to integrate the airline customers. So we are in exactly in these points. Soon we will be able to share much more, but we are exactly at that point.
All right, thanks. And Julien?
So we're using a very similar strategy to Uber, which is, we first supply uh, a specific neighborhood. We fill it with hotels. So we acquire hotels, restaurants, etc. So we fill it with supply in a specific neighborhood in a city. And we do this neighborhood by neighborhood. And as soon as we hit, let's say, 50 different places that are dog friendly in one neighborhood, then we start marketing to dog owners so that they know, hey, now there's 50 places that you can go to. And this is how we start building and scaling. The affiliate system is going to be, we're seeing that it's converting rapidly and solidly, let's say, where dog owners can bring in businesses. In the future, they'll be able to touch a premium. They'll be able to touch a commission for every client that becomes premium. So this is one way that we're going to allow the community to drive our scale, drive the growth of our company. At this moment, we're also preparing, we're going to announce in not so long, the first dog-friendly city of France. We've been preparing this as well,
Okay.
because the markets are coming to us. They're saying, hey, we want to make this city dog-friendly. Can you help us? So this is exciting. Of course, our market that we want to focus on the long run is the US. But first, we're testing out with Spain how it's going, the growth, what works and what doesn't work. And just one quick thing, I saw there was a question from Sarah in the chat. And
Yeah, please jump in.
I just wanted to say one thing to Sarah, actually, is about the hotels and the restaurants. When a hotel is signing up or a restaurant is signing up with our app, they will be able to, thanks to the sign up process, each category will have different information that they can fill in. So a hotel can say, what are the costs for a dog owner? Is it per stay, per dog, etc.? Where are they allowed? And this is the same for restaurants. They'll have different information that they can fill in. Are they allowed inside? Are they allowed outside? How many dogs? So there's a lot of services and information. As Michaelis was saying, he's providing a lot of data about the dog. We're allowing businesses to give as much data as possible to help dog owners when they go in the app. So yeah, I hope that answers Sarah's question.
Thank you. All right, then Marco.
In a few days, we will open our crowdfunding on backtowork24.com. And with the fund, we want to develop better our product in Italy. For the next year, we start in France. I would like to expand to Germany, Switzerland, Austria. I want all Europe. Last week, we won a week to Paris, France, to meet new partners, to start organizing our entry in this country. And we want another week to Silicon Valley Global Innovation Summit for meet some investor next month. I will go next month, but this time without my dog, because I don't want my dog to travel in hold cargo. So to go To go to France is not problem. Go to America is a very problem for my dog. My dog is very big. So next time I will hope to France next year, I think so. So I hope to expand every day another country from here to 4 or 5 years.
All right, thanks. And indeed, this pain point of not possible to bring bigger dogs into the cabin, I think it was shared by Sarah as well.
Okay.
Definitely something to reflect for the airlines, right? I think it's something you also touched on, Mihalis. And I have a question here in the chat from Kim for you, Mihalis, actually. How do you align aviation or governments on the type of data that is needed for the specific purpose? Or do you provide a different platform for each customer?
So for us, the platform is purely the gold is the back end. Like the front end, it can be blue, it can be white, it can be dog is in town, it can be treat for dog, it can be Purina. The actual thing is that our platform is full API based. We have been using a specific code from IATA, from where we have been certified as well as part of their Open Skies program. And basically the data related to an airline and or to the aviation and the data related to the government is somehow common, but is more enriched. So for example, on the aviation front, what we are basically doing, we are a digital pet passport or a digital health declaration that they use in the United States, right? Very simple. So all the data relating to the passport is there, is secured, is token, and is accessible via QR code. So back in 2016, thinking about scanning a code to improve an efficient process, we couldn't really believe that in 2021 we'll do it for ourselves to go into a restaurant, right? So as far as the government is concerned, currently today, the governments, they have a sort of a blind spot on the data. So there are some basic rules that they say each government needs to know how many dog owners I have, how many pet owners I have, how many stray animals I have, but they don't get anything beyond that. Like the data is raw and it's there, it's fixed. So if a dog dies, the government doesn't really update the database. So the database just sits there like a brick. And on top, the data on the government databases does not include health information. So for me, if I am a government, I want to know that I have 100 citizens who have a dog, 100 that they have a cat, 100 that are strays, and these are my shelters that they take care of it. But I also need to know that I have 100 vaccinations pending, 100 has been certified. So all this data quality is really up to the high end level. So the difference is that the actual data is the same, but it's like someone having an ice cream without a cone, and the other one is already having, you know, something from the market ready. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And we also have a question from Nadia for the three of you, actually. How long have you been around and who are your key competitors? Do you want to start, Marco, with this one?
Yes, so we have big players like Booking, Expedia, but they use only a flag pets allowed without any services. We have in Italy a little companies, but they don't have a license for to work in the tourism, and so we are legally we are legal to use all product about tourists. For us is important this one because in the world without this license is not possible to work in this market.
To operate, okay. And Julien, a lot of competition, how is it?
So it depends on the country. In general, I think the biggest player is Bring Fido from the US. But in Spain, there's no real competitor. There used to be one, but they Yeah, they've been on hold for quite a few months. So we've started taking part of the market share in that aspect. So each country has one or two main players, but each have very different uh, pros and cons, let's say. So one of the main thing that we're seeing is no one is really focused on innovation and technology, and this is where we want to drive our growth based on technology and innovation. So so yeah, that's one. And how long have we been around on the market? A little less than a year. So on the market.
And you have one additional question for you, Julien. What is the most dog-friendly city? If you have to pick one, who is the
So
example?
in Spain, it's Madrid.
It's
In Spain,
Madrid.
it's Madrid because if you look in
Ooh,
Madrid, there's, sorry,
Barcelona too.
Barcelona is really big market, but Madrid is the winner because there are twice as many dogs than there are children under the age of 5 in Madrid. So it's incredible how many dogs are in Madrid.
All right. Thank you. And then Mihalis and the competition.
So for us on the competition, I would say that the competition that we see today is purely on specific silos. But for us, those silos, so if we were to make a marketplace, it would be Marco. If it was to do the hotels, it would be Julien or other. But for us, we are not entering these markets as a specific silo. So for us, we want to integrate Julien, we want to integrate Marco, we need to integrate airlines. So I hate to say that currently our only competitor is ourselves, because we are in this making for the past 6 years. So you can imagine so many whiteboards, so many storylines, and on the technical side, on what could be the vision, how we see the roadmap of the technology, how will the technology evolve and will affect, the way that airlines integrate, systems integrate, vets or whoever, suppliers, providers. So it's and I can tell you sometimes having as a competitor yourself is really very difficult.
Not always easy. Okay. And for you, the top dog-friendly city would be?
Rome, by far. I,
Okay.
I I travel everywhere with my dog, everywhere. Like what I have experienced in Rome. I mean, no offense to any other city. I love all cities with my dog, but I don't know. Rome is just amazing. I go with my dog in the supermarket. Nobody looks at me like I am an alien. I go to the restaurant with my dog. I go everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really amazing. And so many dogs, like my dog gets very social there as well. No offense to Madrid. Maybe he doesn't speak Spanish.
And what about you, Marco, very quickly on this one?
Oh, for me, it's Rome. Without
As
vote,
well.
Milan too. Rome and Milan here. I was to living in Barcelona, to living in Malaga, to living in London, but for me, Rome is the best.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Southern Europe is leading the way, right? Okay, great. So my next question is around, potential opportunities for you to partner, right, with other startups. Could be, I don't know, insurance company, devices company, telemedicine. Do you have any partnerships in place or any collaboration that you would like to start? Julien, you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So we're very open, collaborative. Anybody that is interested in partnering, we're always open for it. We worked with different types of partners in the food industry, Habits, Pamipe, which are local players here in Spain. So we work with a lot of different players, and then we try to find different ways to collaborate. We also work with insurance, with Pet Plan. We work with any type of category, and the way we work is usually via affiliate, some affiliate revenue there, but it can be as simple as just creating a podcast where we interview them or each other. It can be blog articles where we explain the different partners that we have. And you know, our blog is growing rapidly at this moment. We gained 10,000 new visits, monthly visits just last month. So we're very excited to share as much information as possible, to give valuable information to dog owners, because this is what they want. And this is actually something we're going to add to our app. Not only a place for partners, but also a place for blog valuable information, let's say.
Okay, thank you. Marco, do you have any partnerships or plans for partnerships?
We work with many companies. For example, for insurance, we have AXA and Europe Assistance. We are building a pet travel kit with Tucano United Pets, other company, Italian company. For the ticket, for example, for bus, train, museum, we have two companies to help me drop ticket and tickets. I'm looking for somebody for the telemedicine because I think it's a good service, but just at this moment I don't found nothing so good. So I'm looking for.
There is a call for partnership then. Maybe we have people in the community.
can write me without problem, because it's a very service last.
Great. And Michalis, I suppose for you it's part of the business, right? To partner.
Yes. So for us, currently our main focus, and that's where all the, let's say, most of the time is being spent, is to connect the dots when it comes to the technology providers in the travel sector. So whoever is creating the GDS, travel agent software, the airline airport software, these are the people that we are currently in the process of partnering and sort of testing our technologies. But the reason creating and choosing the path of a pure cloud APIs based software is because we believe in the open connectivity between partners. So whoever wants to partner, we are more than happy to work with. And we have standardized the way that we use the technology so that if that being a vet, we can connect, simply get the data, done. If it is a travel agency, done. If it is an airline, done. So basically, we want to solve the problems and we want to make everything very transparent and lean for everyone to win.
Okay, thank you. And we have a question from Kim. Do investors like VC understand the pet travel sector? And I suppose it goes a bit with the level of funds that goes into that. You want to take it, Michalis, and then we get the perspective from Marco and Julien?
So let me, I don't know if you can hear me. I was on mute.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So for us, it's a very interesting topic, definitely. I mean, just the animal part is attracting attention. But in general, to tell you the truth, it's a very complicated process, because if you're an investor, like, okay, I have a 20 years experience in the aviation, like, test me, I can tell you why the airplane has these rows, why the process in the airport is like this, why the law is I can tell you all that. But if you're an investor, all this is Greek to you, it's very difficult to follow up and understand. But everybody understands the data, the power of data. And what we see is that when we demonstrate the reality now and the reality tomorrow through our pitch deck, all the investor get the point straight away, like no questions asked. The only problem that we have is that you need to get a specific attention from investors. Like if you if you are into this sort of corner, it's still a market that is being, diagnosed for projection. So it's if we are in the pet food industry, there are actual data there that an investor can assess, etc. If it comes to traveling, the data is still in this format that is being filtered and is being built, and but definitely the trend that the pet travel has a 19% increase for the past year shows something very, very unique for investors.
Yeah, definitely. It should be a good sign, right? How do you feel, Marco, about the appetite from
I
investors?
think it's very complex, our market, but if you think in Italy, for example, there are the double of pets since 4 years ago. There are the double in Europe too. It's a big market, but it's very complex to know where I want, what I have to do to go there. So it's complex to explain to investor all this possibility. So, but it's possible.
For sure it is.
I come from when Investor Day. I can say it's possible.
Okay. And Julien, your experience with investors?
I mean, I worked for a startup accelerator, so I was always connecting startups with investors, and my answer to this is it depends on the location of the investor. Doggies in Town, we already closed our first round of investment from investors not from Spain. Initially, it was from Saudi Arabia, from Egypt, from France, and from the Netherlands. But Spain was probably one of the last places we secured investment, because I feel, and my experience is, that maybe the Spanish investors have a different approach to the pet travel sector and the pet sector as a whole, in my opinion. Whereas if you go to the UK or to which is a developed market in the pet industry, in my opinion, then they totally understand the potential of the market. And so do the other places such as Saudi Arabia, France, the Netherlands. They understand the potential. So for me, it really depends where the investor is located.
All right. Great, thank you. And then I think we're going to conclude with the last question. So what is the next big thing you would like to develop? What's coming? Julien, you want to continue?
Sure, I'd love to. So for the business side, what we're building now is the new registration, which will allow a hotel to add multiple hotels, because this is something that we've been getting asked a lot. I have a franchise of 28 hotels. I want to add them. So we're building a registration system that will accommodate a hotel franchise, a restaurant franchise, in terms of the amount of locations, but also the amount of data and the different type of data. Like I said before, a hotel has very different data than a restaurant. And the same thing with activities and other potential categories that we have. So we want to be able to fulfill that for each category. And then from the B2C, so from the users, the dog owners, we want to start having user-generated content within the app, a new form of engagement, let's say. And we want to integrate the booking system so they can book a hotel and restaurant. In our surveys, 68% of our users wanted this in the app. So for us, this was a clear priority, and it changed our roadmap a little bit, but it was important for us. And the last thing is the affiliate system. So where we will have a system built so that they can recommend hotels, restaurant themselves, and on the long run, earn a commission if they turn premium. So that's it.
Exciting roadmap. Okay, thanks. Marco, what's coming for Trip4Dog?
From 6th of June, we will have a new product. Is insurance for daily traveling dogs. It's a new product because we are built with Europe assistance. This is particularly product because just yesterday there aren't temporary for a 1 day, 2 day, 1 week. There are only the annual insurance. Just in 2 months we have daily insurance to pet and travel. Just a moment, it's only in Italy. I'm sorry. Just a moment,
Only offered in Italy.
Yeah.
All right. And Mihalis, what's the next big development for you?
So for us, the next big development is the native application, which will come. It will come in the next 6 months, as currently we are sort of finishing the backend integration with third-party system providers. But we do believe that the investment, the next kind of, let's say, flag that it needs to be resolved is everybody today is on his phone. So on one side for us, because we all come from, I mean, we're quite old to be, entrepreneurs of a startup. I'm talking about myself. There are so many young people there who see things differently. But for us, the difference is the corporate experience. So when you start launching something, you need to make sure that every step you're taking is to the correct path. So for us, the next big development is focusing on purely our native application.
Great, thanks. And so in the chat, we have Jan who has posted actually investors in pet tech by country. Thanks for sharing. I didn't know this one. If you want to have a look. And he also had a question on, talking about the cities. What about the startup ecosystem around pets? Investors, accelerators, incubators. Which countries are the most promising, according to you? Go ahead.
I'll take the question. Well, the only one that I think, in terms of country, I'm not sure, but in terms of, I think Unleashed is probably the best direction to go when it comes to having an accelerator in this industry. For the network, for the mentors, the lessons that you get, I think. But when it comes to the actual country, for me, it's difficult to say because I haven't seen a lot of them, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of accelerators that are in different countries that are focused on pet. So in the pet industry. So I think there's an opportunity there for anybody wanting to start there. So yeah.
Great. Thank you. Well, I think some verticals around accelerator like Techstars, I'm not aware. I don't know if they have some specific verticals actually in pet care. Maybe something we will take.
There are some, like, for example, in Spain, we have La Lanzadera. So they are starting to collaborate with the pet industry, and then they focus on that vertical, and then they bring in startups. So that is happening, but it's fairly new, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the number of startups overall, I think we saw a lot of activities initially in the UK, and now we see a lot happening in Southern Europe, actually. So interesting to see that. I think, pet care is growing all across Europe, and we are very happy with Unleash to kind of encourage, right, the fertilization, of all innovations in pet care.
Yeah.
So with that, a big thank you to the three of you. Thank you so much for sharing with us all this information. It was great to connect. Thank you to everyone who joined the session today. And we will then close this meeting for today and share the recording on our website if you want to hear it again. So thanks a lot, and I wish you a great afternoon.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Kim, and everybody else.
Thank you, Jean.